चैप्टर 16 चैप्टर 16 offense affecting the human body affecting the human body offense affecting lives 299 सेक्शन 299 कल्पेबल होमिसाइड कल्पेबल होमिसाइड हो गया कल्पेबल CULPABL कल्पेबल होमिसाइड CULPABEL culpable homicide whoever caused death by doing in act with the intention of causing death or with the intention of causing such bodily injury as is likely to cause death or with the knowledge that he is likely by such act to cause death commit the offense of culpable homicide culpable homicide हो गया सेक्शन 299 कल्पेबल होमिसाइड हो गया कल्पेबल होमिसाइड whoever 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 caused death by doing in act with the intention of causing death or with the intention of causing such bodily injury as is likely to cause death or with the knowledge that he is likely by such act to cause death commit the offense of the culpable homicide illustration हो गया a lay stick and hurt hurt a tur a tough or a pit with the intention of the hereby causing death or with the knowledge that death is likely to be hereby caused full stop z believe the ground firm trained on it falling in and is killed full stop a has a committed the offense of the culpable homicide full stop b a known z to be behind a brush full stop b does not known it a intending to cause or knocking it to be likely to cause z death inducing b to fire at the bus full stop b fire and kill z here b may be guilty of no offense but a has committed the offense of the culpable homicide full stop culpable homicide हो गया culpable homicide death cause of the person other uh, other explain number 1 a person who cause bodily injury to another who is laboring under a disease or bodily confirmatory and hereby accelerate the death of that other shall be deemed to have caused this death full stop explain number 2 where death is caused by bodily injury the person who caused such bodily injury shall be deemed to have caused the death although by restoring to proper remedy and s- proper remedy and skillful treatment the death might have been prevented full stop explanation number 3 the causing of the death of the child in the mother womb whether womb whether mother explain number 3 the causing of the death of the child in the mother mother womb होता कोख WOMB womb होता कोख is not homicide हो गया not homicide full stop but it may amount to culpable homicide to cause the death of a living child if any part of that child has been brought forth thought the child may not have birth or been complete born कंप्लीट बोन हो गया, कंप्लीट बोन। डिस्टिंक्टिंग बिटवीन कल्पेबल होमिसाइड एंड मर्डर। कल्पेबल होमिसाइड इज द जीनियस एंड मर्डर इज इट्स species, and all murder are culpable homicide, but all culpable homicide are not murder. Not murder. Culpable homicide is genus and murder is its species, and all murder are culpable homicide. All murder are culpable homicide हो गया, all murder. All murder are culpable homicide, but all culpable homicide are not murder. All culpable homicide are not murder. All culpable homicide are not murder. रामपाल सिंह वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ उत्तर प्रदेश 2012। प्रिजम्पशन रिगार्डिंग इंटेंशन ओवर नॉलेज। इंटेंशन ओवर नॉलेज हो गया। प्रोकेशन कोज बाय इनएक्ट हो गया। सेक्शन 300 मर्डर। एक्सेप्ट इन द केस here in after accepted culpable homicide is murder. Culpable homicide is murder if the act by which the death is caused is done with the intention of the causing death, or secondly if it is done with the intention of the causing such bodily injury, or as the offender known to be likely to cause the death of the person to whom the harm is caused, or thirdly, if it is done with the intention of the causing bodily injury to any person, and the bodily injured intention to be inflicted in sufficient in the order course of the nature to cause a death, or fourthly, if the person committing the act known that it is also imminently danger that it must in all probability cause death, or such a bodily injury is likely to cause death, and commit such act without any excuse for the incurring the risks of the causing death, or such injury has a aforesaid injury has a exception one था when culpable homicide is not murder. Culpable homicide is not murder. Culpable homicide is not murder. Exception number 2, culpable homicide is not murder if the offender in the exercise in good faith of the right of private defense of a person or property exceed the power given to him by law, and cause the death of the person against whom he is exercising such right of the defense without premeditation and without any intention of the doing more harm than in necessary for the purpose of the such defense हो गया such defense. Exception number 3, culpable homicide is not murder. Culpable homicide is not murder if the offender being a public servant or aiding a public servant acting for the advancement of the public justice exceed the power given to him by law, and cause death by doing in act which he in good faith believed to be lawful and necessary for the due discharge of this duty, such as public servant, and without ill will toward the person whose death is caused. Exception number 4, culpable homicide is not murder. Culpable homicide is not murder if it is committed without premeditation in a sudden fight in the heat of the passing upon a sudden quarrel, and without the offender having taken undue advantage or acted in cruel or unusual manner. Explanation: it is immaterial in such case which party offer the provocation or commit the first assault हो गया. Exception number 5, culpable homicide is not murder when the person whose death is caused person whose death is caused being above the age of the 18 year suffer death or take the risk of the death with this own consent. Own consent हो गया own consent act by which the death is caused to done with intention of the causing death. Intention of the causing death हो गया intention of the causing death intention of the causing death intention of the causing death and commit such act without any excuse for incurring the risks of the causing death. Risks of the causing death clause thirdly section 300 distincting from the second clause of the section 299. Section 299 culpable homicide when not amount to murder. Culpable homicide will not be amount to murder if it is committed without premeditation in a sudden fight in the heat of the passion upon a sudden quarrel, provided the offender has not taken undue advantage or acted in a cruel or unusual manner. Rajpal Singh Varsi state Rajpal essential of the murder. Essential exception number 4. Exception number 4 scope and applicability. Applicability हो गया applicability हो गया fight हो गया where a mutual conflict develop and there is no reliable and acceptable evidence as to how it start and as to who was the aggregator injury on vital or non-vital party of the body of the degrees injury which is likely to cause a death and injury which is sufficient in ordinary course of nature to be cause death. Nature to be cause death हो गया nature to be cause death intention and knowledge intention and knowledge हो गया post mortem report cannot be made sole basis of the convention proof of the sufficiency of the injury to cause death हो गया provocation must be grave reasonable man test हो गया reasonable man test with the knowledge that is likely by such act is death such act is death 301 culpable homicide by causing death of a person other than person whose death was intended if a person by doing anything which he intend or known to be likely to cause death commit culpable homicide by causing the death of any person whose death he neither intend nor know himself to likely to cause. The culpable homicide committed by the offender is of the description of which he would have been if he had caused the death of the person whose death he intended or now himself to be likely to cause हो गया likely to. Section 302 punishment for murder whoever commit murder shall be punished with death or imprisonment for life and shall also be liable to fine. Classification of offense punishment death or imprisonment for life and fine cognizable fine हो गया cognizable non bailable trial by the court of session non compoundable हो गया non compoundable क्या हो गया non compoundable circumstantial evidence scope constructive liability delay in execution of the death sentence effect of the acquittal of some accused or convention for other हो गया convention for other medical evidence हो गया mental disagreement sort of the insanity हो गया migrating circumstance हो गया migrating circumstance relevant factor to ascertain murder 303 punishment for murder by the life convinced 303 punishment for murder by life convinced whoever been murder under the sentence imprisonment for life and commit murder shall be punished with the death शैल बी पनिश विद डेथ हो गया, शैल बी पनिश विद डेथ हो गया। 304 पनिशमेंट फॉर कल्पेबल।